Well, this is going to be a weird one. So there's a New York Times opinion piece called "I'm Conservative, My Disabled Son Needs Medicaid to Survive." The article details the harrowing adventures of a mother whose child at 17 weeks in her body was diagnosed with a ton of life-threatening fetal anomalies. They expected their son to be stillborn, but they ended up being born alive. She points out that it takes a ton of work to keep their son alive, and she really wants to do everything in her power to make sure that her son has a good life, and it's only thanks to Medicaid that David is able to be alive and at home at all. She points out how Donald Trump is rapidly removing all of the safeguards and all of the ways that her son is going to be able to be kept alive. And yet, this is a person who her and many of her family members voted for. She then encourages people to share their stories about how Medicaid positively affects their life, because one day we too may be in a situation like David's, and that sounds really heartwarming, but I have a critique. I am sorry for the suffering that your son is having to endure, and I am sorry for the suffering that is happening in your family as a result of Trump's policies. But if you are going to label yourself a conservative, you need to be able to understand what the end results of those actions, those votes are. Ultimately, it sounds well and good to say that we should care because one day we may be in a position like David's, but I don't think that's actually true. I think we should care because other human beings have lives that are worth living and worth keeping around. Living for living's sake should be enough. I think the mindset of you should care because one day it might happen to you is still so short-sighted when that shouldn't be what is required for us to pull our fellow human beings up when they need a hand. It should not be because one day we may need a hand later. That's just selfishness. It should be because other human beings deserve to be lifted up, period. And that's just my thoughts, but what do you guys think in the comment section below?